Hello everyone, it's your girl Robin and I'm joining you from Virgin Voyages Resilient Lady. This is the last day, sad phase, of our 7-day Southern Caribbean cruise with Virgin Voyages. We left from San Juan. We've been doing videos this whole week of that. We started the week by doing a room tour, so make sure you check that out. We've also done reviews of all of the restaurants on board, as well as information about each port that we've been to. So we have just got back on the boat. I'm still a little sweaty from St. Kitts. It was very warm, but it was a very nice day. But tonight they're getting our bags, so we're going to start packing. So before I started packing, I wanted to do another room tour showing you just how we were able to use the room after it was lived in. I told you at the beginning of the week that many people felt like the rooms didn't have a lot of storage and was small in some areas or compact. So I just wanted to give you a different view at the end of the week once we've lived in here for a week. This is room 10158A, which is a center terrace, sea terrace. So it is the regular size sea terrace that has the balcony. It is not the XL. So I'm going to give you a tour now. So when you come in from the room, as soon as you come in the door, there is your closet area and it has the curtain there. I love the curtain because it just kind of hides all your mess. So let's pull back the curtain and see what we have going on here. So you see here, we have at the top, we have a shelf. And with that shelf, we're able just to throw things there, things that we might just want to grab when we leave. So like a purse, hat, that was very helpful. Have plenty of hanging space here. So you can hang some shorter things here because it has a shelf at the bottom, or you can hang some longer things here as well. You do have quite a few hangers when you come in the room, but you can always ask your steward for extra hangers. So he brought us wire hangers. But in addition to that, there is a shelf here. We was able to put a few of our bags here, just kind of our tote bag that we use on our port days, or just walking around the ocean, the ship. We also have some shelves here. So one thing that we like to do, we like to pack in packing cubes. So it's easy for us just to take our clothes out, put them there, so it's easy access. We don't have to fully unpack. This area also came with 2 baskets. So here's one basket that we've used with the packing cube and some other items. I'll show you what I did with the other basket in just a moment, but those are helpful for different items. On the other side of the closet, there's like a wardrobe. And this is where you have additional shelving, as well as the safe that we do recommend putting your passports in, any kind of additional money, but you want to make sure that you empty it out before you leave. So once again, we put packing cubes in here, and you have drawers. So we have different things in each of these drawers, and then a packing cube down here. So it's pretty good storage for all of our clothes. And this is a 7-day cruise. And like I told you before, I don't really believe in packing light. So we were able to get all our clothes in there with no problem. We were able to put our shoes down at the bottom there. The only thing I will say about this space is that on the other side, here is the balcony door. And not the balcony door, the bathroom door. And you do have to be careful. There were a couple of times like my husband was coming out the bathroom, like he was in the shower, and I was like at the closet getting my clothes, and we kind of hit each other. So you just check before you come out the bathroom to make sure that nobody's there before you just bust the bathroom door open. I would say that's the one area that it was a little tight. Now, the bathroom is the other area where people felt it was pretty tight, and I will say it's tight, but I think it's more functional than you think. We do have these hooks there, so we were able to hang our towels there, our used towels and stuff throughout the week. It was no problem. Also, if you have like a hanging toiletry bag, you can use it as well. You also have these hanging shelves, the towels, and you also have a hanging shelf on the shower. So we have plenty of storage to hang items. Also, you have all of this counter space here that you can put items. As well, you have this little hidden pocket here that you can put things. If you want to put tissue or something there, that you can put there. And you have this shelf at the bottom. So that's kind of where we put our toiletry bags and all those things that we needed. So we had plenty of storage in this bathroom. I would not say that that was an issue at all. The shower, it was tight, but it was functional. It does have a little shelf in there where we were able to put our own items. We didn't really use the items that they purchased, that they provided. So we were able to use that shelf for everything we needed. The rain shower, like I told you in the beginning, I'm not a big fan of it, but I see why they did it. It's really for space. If they didn't do a rain shower, it's going to be hard because it's so tight in there for them to have a regular shower head. But the good thing is that it also has this rain, this wand, the shower wand that you can use. So you figure out how to use it and not drown yourself. I did a combination of turning the rain shower on and off as I was in the shower and using the wand as well. So that was helpful. So I will say the shower is tight. The bathroom is tight, but it's functional. You can do all that you need to do. Sometimes you might, if you feel a little claustrophobic, just open the door as you're doing things there. But it still was functional. I don't really have any complaints about that. Once you come into the room, you'll realize there's some other storage areas that you didn't think about. So you have these hooks here, which we found very helpful, like our little bags that we use to carry throughout the day or on our excursions. We were able to hang them here, so they were easy access. So that was good, just to be able to keep it off of the floor, off of the shelving. And then there was a little nook here that really served no purpose. So we did use that to put our little small carry-on suitcase that we had that fit there. You can also put shoes there or just anything else, another bag there if you need to. Now, one thing people stated was that the beds were low, that they couldn't put the suitcase under it. So we couldn't put our suitcase under it either when it was all together. But what we did, we opened the suitcase up and we were able to fit 2 large suitcases under the bed that way. So we just opened it up. If you close the suitcase, it wouldn't fit, but opening it up, it was no issue. So that was really helpful. We have another suitcase that same size on the other side of the bed. So both of them were able to fit there. Another area that was kind of tight was this area between the bed and the TV. It is not very large at all. Only one person can get by at a time. So there was a couple of times we were both moving about the room and that was tight, but you figure it out, like, you know, it's not that bad. Another thing that we really liked as well is, like, once you're in the bed, if you don't have the tablet or anything with you, you can easily just flip on this light. There's 3 at the top, so no matter your bed configuration, you'll be able to turn these on as to give you that soft light during the night. The bed, I know that's another complaint that many people have, that they say the bed is low and that it's not as comfortable. I would say the bed is probably lower than standard, maybe hotels, but I didn't find it extremely hard to get in and out of. It didn't seem like super low to me. And also, I can't tell you about the bed because as soon as we got here, we asked the room steward to bring extra cushion for the bed. They didn't have like a mattress pad, but what she did bring was like basically another duvet insert and put it under the bed to make it softer. So they brought it so quickly, we weren't able to test it out without the softening bed, without the extra cushion. But we didn't have any issue with it. With the cushion, we slept like babies. It was no problem at all. So if you feel the bed is hard, ask the room steward to bring some kind of mattress padding, and they will do that, and they do it very quickly. The other thing that was here was this table. It was really convenient. If we brought food into the room, you can easily move it around. Sometimes it was just inconvenient being on the side of the bed. So a couple of times we just picked it up and put it right there on top of that little platform, and it just served kind of like another little like nightstand. So that was fine. Also, beside both beds, there are the light switches there that you can turn on and off the lights for the room. So that's another way that's accessible from the bed. Earlier, remember I told you that we had an extra basket. So I just set that basket on this platform. It just served as a place for me just to throw little miscellaneous things throughout the day. So the room stayed neat. It's not a big room, so you want it to stay neat as possible. I just don't like having stuff sitting around. So I used that basket for extra storage there, and that was very helpful. Also, one thing I didn't notice when we initially came in is that we have a drawer here. So we use this, it's kind of messy now, but we use this. We have some other packing cubes for extra storage. So it was more storage than we realized from the beginning. Also, one quick thing to note, depending on what side of the bed you're on, the plug beside the bed is over here on this side. And so it's kind of far from the bed. So I would recommend bringing a long cord. I had a charger with a very long cord. I don't know if you can see that. So that was helpful. I also brought a, well, you guys get the point. I also brought a non-surge protected, which most cruise ships require, that if you bring an extension cord that can't be surge protected, that I could put in there. And this also had a long cord as well, so that it was no issue with me plugging my phone up at night if I wanted to have access to it while I was in bed. All right, so let's go to this side of the room. So this little basket here, this handy dandy basket, was actually sitting on the platform beside the bed, but I brought snacks. Those of you who watch my other videos, you know that I do have some food sensitivities. So I try to avoid dairy and eggs. And so one thing, I'm always going to make sure that I have some little snacks that I can have, just in case, in things like situations like cruises and vacations where I'm not I don't have access to my regular food sources. I always bring a few snacks just to make sure that I won't go hungry, that I can find something that I'm able to eat. So this little basket was perfect for that. So I can move it. So when we wanted to use the desk, I just moved it and put it back on the platform. And I was able to put it back here. So that was also some good storage as well. Over here by the refrigerator, we were able to put our reusable water bottles. We could have also placed them here as well. So there was space to do that. And then later on in the week, I discovered that there were some more cubby holes here. So I just kind of, like, all these items here were things that we purchased at the different ports. I just stuck them in there quickly, and just other things I needed to grab quickly. So pretty much we had so much storage. The refrigerator, we had 2 wine bottles, and we have a water bottle in there now, but it gives you a good idea that they were big enough for the 2 wine bottles to be in there up front. We didn't have to like lay them down or tilt them or anything. So that was really good storage. So I'll say overall the room functioned very well. We didn't have any storage issues, and this was with a 7-day cruise. So even if you have a shorter cruise, you're going to have no issues. Other things you can do, you can use, magnetic hooks and everything to have more places to hang things, and we didn't need it. We found the closet to be ample storage, as well as a drawer underneath, as well as these shelves. And let me tell you a little bit about the balcony. Here, like I said, we're in St. Kitts. This is the view of St. Kitts. I didn't think I was a hammock person, but now I know I'm 100% a hammock person. I spent most evenings in here once we got back from port. Right here in this spot, I watched as we sailed away. It was very relaxed. I took a couple of naps out here. So comfortable, so sturdy. And this was a good space, terrace. While I was out here fully laid out, my husband was able to be comfortable in a chair. So very comfortable. I would say the room is functional. One other thing I wanted to show you. We love the tablet. So we talked about kind of how the tablet controls everything. It was so convenient. You can also, we were able to request things from the room stewards immediately from it. It was so convenient. We love the tablet. A plus for the tablet. There was also some concerns I've heard online about the rooms not being cool enough. I like to sleep pretty cool. I would say in the first day we were here, it seemed a little warm, but once we turned the temperature down, you could also do it on the tablet. It was cool. I never felt warm again per se, unless we had just came in from port and just being hot outside. But as long as you keep the balcony door closed, as long as you keep the handle locked, it's always, the air works completely fine. So I think we love the room. I don't have any other thoughts. What about you, hon? Do you have any other thoughts about the room?
No, I thought it was functional. It was clean. Big shout out to our room steward. They were very available. You know, if we had particular requests, they were able to accommodate us pretty quickly. Yeah, just, I think the newness of the ship, it's a very modern layout as you've seen in the video. But I think it worked well. I mean, everything functioned the way it was supposed to function. The tablet didn't glitch on us, so if you needed to turn the lights off, it turned them off. If you all of those things. So it's a little quirky design-wise. So yeah, I mean, if you wanted a little more space, like she said, you could look at either the Central Sea Terrace if you wanted a bigger bathroom, particularly, or if you want to really upgrade, then obviously you can look at the suite options they offer.
But I felt like it was functional enough for us, and I'm not the type of cruise person that's like, I'm never going to be in the room, so I don't care how the room is. I like to be in my room sometimes and just to be relaxed and enjoy by myself, just to re-energize. So I never felt, we came in and relaxed. I never felt like we were crowded in here. So I don't know if I think I would necessarily need to get an XL again. I don't know if it, to me, would be worth it. What about you? Do you think you would need to get an XL, or you think this space is fine?
Well, the XL, and just for those who don't know, so when you get an Central Sea Terrace, there's a slight bit more room in the room. It's very tiny, but the biggest difference that's noticeable is you get the bigger bathroom. So if you want a bathroom that's maybe a little more what you might be used to at home, then you may consider the XL. But I ultimately thought the XL served this purpose. That the bathroom we had, the regular one, served this purpose. It's tight, but you know that going in as a cruise ship. So, but I think they have it laid out as well as they can have it laid out.
It's very efficient. Even though it's tight, like, it's the most efficient that it can be.
Yeah, so that wasn't necessarily a hindrance ultimately. So no, again, no complaints. I enjoyed it. Sad that the cruise is coming to an end. But everything was cool, and like I said, the service was great for my room steward. So no complaints.
All right.
Peace.
Thanks for watching. Make sure that you like and subscribe. And as always,
deuces.